Welcome to Beach Break, not two. Guys, if you want to know if this is a great show, no. Do you want to know if it's a bad show? No. This was a middle of the road show. It was okay. It was not a bad show at all. Opening, we get Moxley versus Bowens of the Acclaim. Now, I want to say this is just me. When it comes to the Acclaim, they have worked the beginning of the show, the middle of the show, and a lot of times, and I say this again, a lot of times, at the end of the show, either in a tag team or singles. And Bowens usually does the bulk of that work. So that means that Tony Khan really appreciates the work that he does. Now, I'm sure many people are going to say, oh, he's nothing but a jobber. Dude, he's a jobber. That's why they put him there. You're putting a jobber, and I repeat this again. You're putting a jobber that is working with the highest positioned people. He ain't an ordinary jobber. He is a competent wrestler that is over with the boss and is hated by the crowd. They don't just throw anybody at Mox. Mox is back, and they didn't just have a destruction. I expected Mox to totally obliterate him. But when the match began, and he basically was toying with him, that's Mox on Bowman, it was a good back and forth. It was. At one point, they hit each other so hard, each of them started bleeding. It wasn't heavy bleeding, but it was a little bleeding, like cuts and stuff. So it shows that he can hang. That's the deal. If you don't like him because you think he's nothing but a damn jobber, fine. But you cannot deny the guy does have the ability to talk. He does have the ability to wrestle. And that's if Tony decides to push the Acclaim, particularly with Bowman, they got someone there. I think they would have someone better than they would have with a Scorpio Sky. And understand, I like Scorpio Sky. I still do. But if I look at Scorpio Sky versus Bowman, honestly, who is the more interesting of the two? It's going to be Bowman. Because his personality is very loud. Yes, his partner does all the rapping, but it does not mean he doesn't know how to talk and how to get himself over and put someone over. As I've said before, if you can put someone over along with yourself, you are Ric Flair. Well, actually, I don't think I've ever said that. And let me say that now. Unlike a Charlotte Flair, she can't put no one over. Rick always had the ability, and I have said this, always had the ability to put himself over and make whoever he works with look like $1,000,000. Bowman's one of those few people that can put himself over, but also put someone else over. I'm just saying. Now, next thing I want to talk about is what happened with Andrade and Darby Allin. He went into Darby's dressing room with his interpreter. I always forget his name. Offers him a tablet with a contract on it. And he says, I want to talk to your boss, Sting. And Darby said, look, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. I respect you in a ring, but what the hell are you doing? I don't need money. I used to live in cars and under bridges legitimately. And if you ever seen Chris Van Vliet, he said he lived out of his car because he was literally homeless. So he knows what it's like. And he actually done 2 videos. He hasn't, I think it's about 2 or 3 months old already, because he did one years ago. And now he recently did one maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. So at least 3 months ago. So he meant what he was saying. He wasn't lying. He's been homeless. He don't need that money. He don't need that. So get out of his face. And as he's was expecting him to leave, the interpreter hands him the tablet, and he goes behind the chair and grabs it, pretty much the bat. And he said, look, I don't want no trouble. I just want to talk to your boss. And he walks out, and that's Andrade. They are still going with Andrade wanting to buy people because he is working with the Hardy brand as I'm not doing the Andrade Hardy family office. It's bullshit. Make it the Hardy brand affiliated with Andrade Inc. That's what it should be. But that's just me. Now, FTR versus Brock and Lee Johnson. Now, the reason I say Lee Johnson, when I can just say Lee, is because there's Lee Moriarty, who's working with Dante Martin, and there is Lee Johnson, who's working with Brock. Now, it sounds like, dude, you should know this. You can get them mixed up. Look, Lee, Moriarty, and Johnson. If you're not careful, and particularly a new person, how you doing if you're new? If you're a casual fan and you're just tuning in to a reviewer to think, you know what? I heard about this Dynamite thing, and now this Rampage thing, maybe I should find out. What is this all about? I don't know anything about wrestling. Maybe I should look at these review guys or girls. And if I'm come across, that's the reason why I'm detailed, even though I sound so boring. Sometimes there's a new person who's never seen wrestling. There you go. And if it's someone new, look at in my playlist, I don't say it often, Pro Wrestling Guide for Newbies. If you want to see it, at least my interpretation of what wrestling is, pro wrestling, take a look. Anyway, was this a good match? Yes. You pretty much had Wheeler and Brock Hardwood, not Wheeler. Hardwood going up against Brock and mainly mirroring each other. This is about who is better. Is it Telly or is it Art? And Telly is trying to screw with Art's son by telling Dash Hardwood to say, I'm a better son than the son you got. Now here's the thing. There are a lot of people in AEW that has kids. The Gun Club. Now you got Art with his son. You now have, who else was it? Who's also there? I forgot. Who's also a parent? I can't remember. Don't matter. I think there's another person in there. Oh, Hook. We got at least a couple of people, and there's probably another one. I can't remember offhand. But we got a couple of people that legitimately have kids who are working in the business with them in this promotion, and they're slowly being put over. I don't expect Brock to be over a Hook. I'm saying it right now because, yes, FTR won. But I'm saying this right now. The way they're being booked, the way it's happening, Art's son is not going to be put over Hook because Hook is really over right now. He's over. The Gun Club at the end of the show, I will talk about them in a minute, but they're already becoming prominent. This is how it's going. This is how it's being built. So, whether you like it or not, this is what AEW is allowing through Tony Khan. Now, this is where I gotta go like, really? Look, she's getting better, and I'm talking about Jade Cargill. But you're having her match. I'm just like, Julia Hart wearing that. When is she going to take that damn match? You see I'm botching because seeing Julia Hart in an eye patch after a month. Where is this going? Now, mind you, if it's building to her joining the House of Black, I understand it, and it makes perfect sense. But we need to have more segments with her getting more and more craze to join the House of Black. And it should start now. If it don't, I don't know what they're doing. This is just filler. She gets defeated, and I'm not surprised. Final match. Jurassic Express versus Party Hardy. In other words, Private Party Hardy. It was not a bad match. All the show had good matches, not spectacular ones. The best match was with Mox and Bowman. So, this one was okay. But it wasn't the best match of the night. And I believe the first match was the best. That's just me. Everyone else is going to say the last match is probably the best. And they're going to understand why. It was a lot of high-flying spots. There was a reverse a reverse electric chair. Not bad. The only thing I could think of, though, is if this was about 20 minutes longer, You would have something extra next to the Gun Club destroying Jurassic Express after the match is over. It feels like it needed something extra. Like I said, this is a middle of the road show. Nothing really spectacular here. Nothing. This is just what it is. But this is just me, and I hope you enjoyed this Rampage, Beach Break Part 2. Please leave me a comment below. I will see if I can get NWA USA done before Royal Rumble. Because I am doing Royal Rumble, and I'm still going to see if I can do NWA USA. Peace.